Hello, this is part two of your midterm history review for History 215 online. And we're going to talk more about the short answer piece of your exam. Remember, there are three sections in your exam. You have the matching, which are your terms covered in the 250 terms that you have to study this week. And then the short answer section is what I'm going to cover right now. The short answer is a little misleading. Short answer can mean a lot of different things, so I just wanted to spell it out so that you are successful when you take the exam this week. And when you are given a term, you'll be given actually 10 terms, and you get to pick 5, and they're each worth 10 points. What you will be asked to do is to answer in a full paragraph these questions: who, what, why, where, and how. So basically you're telling everything you know about the term that you pick. Make sure you write in complete sentences, and again, you want a whole paragraph. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick one of the terms, and I also wanted to explain that not every term on here for your midterm review sheet lends itself to a short answer. For instance, I'm going to do March to the Sea, which is one of the terms this half of the semester, this quarter. That would lend itself to telling more extensively about this term because it's broad and it's an event. A word that would not really lend itself for that would be patronage. Patronage is a word that would be good for your matching section because it is a short definition where government rewards are given due to loyalty or rewarding someone with a job in the government, not necessarily because you're the best at it, which is actually kind of sad, but patronage is something that is in American history quite a bit. So you have those two terms. One lends itself to a short answer, which is March to the Sea, and the other one doesn't. And so you might go through and think about some ones that seem more important to you that you might need to get a little more background information on. Okay, so we're going to take this term, March to the Sea, and we're going to answer the who, what, why, where, and how. It does say it needs to be a paragraph. Okay, so the answer to this is on page 268 in your text, and I'll read the simple definition, and then we're going to kind of expand it. It is a path of destruction led by General William Tecumseh Sherman in late 1864 during the Civil War. The march was 60 miles wide and several hundred miles long from Atlanta to the Atlantic Ocean. Sherman's army pillaged all it encountered. Okay, so we're going to go through and we're going to write the answer. Okay, so the first is who. Well, we know General Sherman was an actor in this event. Okay, and the Union Army. Okay, it was carried out on the South. Okay, and it began in Georgia, Atlanta. Okay, so the citizens of Atlanta and people living in the South, people in the Confederacy. Okay, what is it? It is a destruction of the South. It was a path of destruction 60 miles wide. So this is called total war now. This is not, they're fighting a different war because it was going on longer. And this total war is really more of a recent depiction of war. It's where you pretty much try to obliterate, whether it's a country against a country or in a civil war, you're trying to just absolutely just get rid of their culture of any evidence, just complete and total destruction. So total war. A lot of times women and children are killed in a total war. I do not believe this was as devastating, but I think that there was a lot of not missteps, just a lot of Union soldiers that were accused of inhumane treatment of the Southerners. So I would have to delve deeper into that and research that for sure. So what? It is a total war. It's a 60-mile wide path of destruction. Okay.
It's 12 o'clock.
Okay. Whoops. And 60-mile wide, just burning, pillaging. I know they ate the livestock and ate it for themselves. They left nothing. And they were really trying to just end the war because it was taking much longer than they thought. Both the North and the South really believed that the war would be over quite quickly, and it was not. And it was much longer than they thought. They burned fields, they tore up infrastructures, railroads, and finally by Christmas of 1864, they reached Savannah. So I guess under where we could put from Atlanta to Savannah, Georgia. Okay. And, or the Atlantic Ocean. All right. And then we would want to address why. They continued their march, it says, into South and North Carolina because the South Carolina was kind of put to blame for the Civil War, although it might have began there. They're definitely not the blame for all of it. They had started a strategy of limited war, and now you have this switching from a limited war to this total war, this war of destruction and devastation. Why did they do it? They were really trying to prove, and it's in the text, why? To prove to the South that the Confederate government could not protect them. And just really kind of ruin their confidence in the war so that the war would be over. Okay. Let's see. We've got who, what, why, where, and how did they do it? I think we already addressed that, but we just want to fill this in. This is just a really good structure in order to make sure that you answer the short answer questions completely and entirely so that you have the most points that you possibly can get. So they burned fields. How did they do it? They burned fields. Burned. Okay. They ruined, they tore up the railroads. They ruined them, cutting off supplies. And they ate and killed. They killed and ate all livestock that they encountered. So that would just really take care of supplies coming in, the supplies that they had, and just completely burning their homes. All right. Let's see. So we have who. We have what it was, we have why, we have where it took place, and how they did it. And that really is a good format for you to go ahead and write your paragraph now. It does need to be a whole paragraph long, and you would take this information and write as much as you could about it. And that would make it a very successful short answer.